Welcome to the South Russell Village Council meeting. Today is Tuesday, May the 28th. Please put your hand over your heart. Join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Mr. Officer will take the roll.
Porter is absent. Bell.
Here.
Berger is absent. Canton.
Here.
Kavanaugh.
Here.
Galicki.
Here.
And both Berger and Porter were excused.
Correct.
All right, we have minutes from the May the 13th special council meeting, the public hearing minutes. Any changes or corrections to the minutes?
I just have a question. We didn't need to put, Danielle, those separate parts of the code that we changed, just by doing it in the regular minutes, that makes it okay?
I'm sorry, for which part?
In the
For
special
zoning code?
minutes, we just had it, there were a number of zoning changes, and I didn't know if they needed to be.
It wasn't discussed in the minutes. I mean, it wasn't discussed in the meeting, so it's not in the minutes.
Right,
Okay,
so the special meeting was just a public hearing, no one came to talk about it, there was really no discussion.
okay.
And then
All
the
right.
regular meetings when you guys approved it.
So then move to accept.
Moved by Kavanaugh, seconded by Bell. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes approved. We have minutes from the May 13th regular council meeting. Any changes or corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Canton, seconded by
Second.
Kavanaugh. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes approved. We have no visitors. We are now at the mayor's report. Basically, very quickly, you have around 39 Public Works District 7 pre-application form. Basically, this is what Eric has filled out for the Hemlock Road culvert. The price is now down. I went to the Russell Township and had originally sent them an email and said it would be about $600,000. When I went to Russell, we thought it would be about $200,000. And they're going to be very happy to see that it's only going to be $92,400 according to Eric's calculations. And we're hopefully going to get a Public Works. They were, it was a nice little meeting. They were just like, yeah, they'll gladly give us a letter of support. No, they don't have extra money floating around. So looks like they're going to get by with that work for about $92,000. Eric will have more in June when he's back here.
Before you leave that subject, Bill.
Yes.
So that, it's a share thing, it's half South Russell, half Russell?
We'll know for sure when Eric works through, but I think that's the fair way to do it. That they should cover half since it's their, it's in half of their road, we share the road. I've got to give Eric credit, those last two pictures showing the different culverts, their sizes and the flooding. I don't know how Mr. Steele has put up with that over the years, so just that heavy flooding that goes on in his property.
And the only other comment was, it looked like the date to submit was like May 24th, but we're okay?
We got that done.
Okay, great.
Second thing to tell you is Staff Sergeant Maggie Carpenter from the Ohio National Guard. She will be the guest speaker at the Veterans Breakfast, which will be held on Monday, November the 11th, on Veterans Day. Maggie is just back from her second deployment. She works for the Jogga Growth Partners, and she's we're looking forward to having her speak. I was expecting one of our Eagle Scouts, the boy who's doing the interurban, have his information with us today. And he said he would, but hasn't arrived. So we'll move on and keep chugging along. That's it for the mayor's report. Questions of the mayor?
Thank you for going to Russell Township.
It was nice. You go there, and of course, there's an Eagle Scout kid getting ready to do his project, and it's just like being here. It was a good situation. All right, fiscal officer, you're up.
I just want to clarify, so for the OPWC application, under the street committee, we have to approve applying for that funding as well as ratifying the application that was submitted. But the application was submitted for the 92.4 with half of it from the state and half of it from the village. It doesn't list Russell Township, so as of now, it's just for the village. The other thing I wanted to get input on the newsletter, if you read my report, the newsletter, we're not going to be able to do it through the bulk permit because you have to do that online, and right now we can't agree to their terms with the identification. So I don't know how you want us to do this next newsletter. Do you want us to send it regular mail, which would be close to $1,000? Or do you want us to just do it electronic and do everything on social media, letting everybody know it's electronic, and then trying to get an article in the newspaper to let them know?
I like Plan B.
So, because the deadline for articles too for that is this Friday. So we'll go with that, and I'll try to get something to
You
the
said Plan B.
Online.
You want to just start, I'm thinking with, no offense, 14% of the people are senior citizens. I would think it'd be better that we have three or two left for this.
Well,
for this year.
June, July, August.
Send them out in paper this year, like, let them know, because if we just start on Friday, it's gonna, people aren't gonna get it. I'd say give it to them 3 more times this year.
I'm not so sure that I would support 3 more times. I think if we did it 1 more time and basically inform them that this will be the last and provide directions on how to sign up for the email version, if we're worried about the senior citizens. But quite frankly, extending it for 3 months, I don't see the utility.
Do we really think that there's 14% of people here that aren't computer?
No, I'm just saying that there's just 14% of people that are senior citizens.
That like to get it in paper?
Well, that's kind of making an unfair assumption.
Well, that's me, but
No, but I think if you just, hey, I didn't get a newsletter, well, you got to get it online, well, I'm not online. I mean, this way you can give them 3, or maybe you'd say, okay, this one, and then there would be another one right before the fall festival, right?
Mhm.
So, okay, you could do the last one could be the fall festival shredding day, saying, hey, that's it. Then you come Christmas time, we do our 4th one, it's online.
I'm not gonna fight over any of it. They changed the rules on us though with this all.
All has to be done online, and you have to sign that agreement that has the identification, and the USPS hasn't gotten back to us yet.
So just, can we do one sentence? What does the indemnification mean?
They're saying that we have to indemnify them from any claim. So this is the United States Postal Service, and so you can't request, we don't indemnify anybody regardless of who it is. Political subdivisions cannot without appropriating the right amount of money, and so we cannot speculate as to what the amount of money would be for any claims. So we can hold them harmless, and they've suggested that. And they say that they will agree to pretty much any reasonable change, but they haven't gotten back to us. I will tell you the exact same provision with the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency, and they got back to me right away. So it's not necessarily because it's a governmental unit, but yeah, no response.
So if we, I have to believe that our constituents will tell us loud and clear which way we should go. But I can understand the point going on.
If we have budgeted 3 more at the least, can we cover 2?
I have to see what's left in the budget.
Without
because
Sounds like it almost doubled the price.
You hadn't budgeted for the increased
Increase.
amount.
Right, but we
Of
put money
$1,000.
into the account, which is now sitting in the post office.
Yeah.
Because we did not know they were changing the rules in the game. So, we could get a refund if the time comes. So we have printing costs for the newsletter and then also postage. So we could probably do 2 more.
If we did this one, the next one, this one will come out in June. The next one would be, I think, the important one. It'd have the fall festival, it'd have shredding day, and it'd have the veterans breakfast. And just do 2 more, hard copy, and then say, you're on your own. If we just did 2 more, that's my fault.
I mean, so at least this next one will go and we'll tell them we're stopping and then see, maybe ask for feedback. I don't know.
When's the deadline for the next one?
31st for this
To
one.
get articles in the
Right.
31st.
Okay, could, what the mayor suggested concerning the fall newsletter, can the information that would be placed in the fall newsletter be placed in the June newsletter?
If you decide on a fall date today.
We did,
Well, we will today.
And so we have a lot of the fall information, and we usually put a save the date. I think some of them was already put out there, what we knew the dates,
Okay,
but we could put some of that information in this one.
okay.
Well, I'd do it both ways.
Hmm?
Do it electronically and by mail the next ones.
Well, yeah, yeah,
yeah, save time.
but say that this is the last one, and then if we decide to do the next one paper, we'll see if there's money in the budget and then do that. But if we say this is the last one and then just see if we get an upheaval of people complaining, maybe, I don't know.
We should probably be clear and explain why it's not
Right.
going to last.
We'll do an article about it.
Okay.
You guys sent an e-blast out for our senior citizen presentation, and we've got a pretty good amount of registrations from that. So there are a lot of seniors that are actually responding. I think we've got about 32 responses so far. That's only
And those were
a
all
week.
electronic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So,
Okay, so we're doing one or two more paper copies.
We know we're doing one. Do we have to decide on the second one? Why don't we see what's left in the account after that? With that,
But then I just need to know for the article we put in there, is this gonna be the last one? Because we wanna tell people if this is the last one or not.
I'm good with doing two more. That's it. And do those, is e-blast where it just automatically shows up in your email folder?
If they sign up for it, you'll get a text or, an email, I believe. And then, we put the QR codes everywhere. And then in the packet, I also had a thing that we were gonna put QR codes down in the kiosks at the
Right.
park and just try, and then all the doors to all the buildings to let people know that it's going all
I think
electronic.
that's a great idea.
Do we have a mass texting program in the village?
I have one in the police department we can use.
Could we could from there text individuals with a link to where it's posted online?
Sure.
Approximately how many of our constituents have signed up for the email blast? Approximately.
I don't know right now. I know a few years back it was only about 300, but we have pushed it more, but I don't know the current count. I'd have to check that out.
We have 1,400 homes.
Yep.
Okay, any other comments on the newsletter?
No.
Any other questions for the fiscal
My
officer?
other question was at the last council meeting, this was announced that the street commissioner is retiring. So I want to know if we can have permission to advertise for that position because it will take a while.
Do we have a date for this retirement?
Yes.
Yes.
September 30?
You get stuck with one more fall festival. Since Steve, you want to make a
Yes.
motion? We advertise for the street commissioner?
Sure. Does it need a motion?
Yep.
I'd like to make a motion that the fiscal officer be permitted to place an ad for the street commission, soon to be open street commissioner position here. Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. I would encourage you, if you know, at the last Chagrin Valley meeting, I took business cards and passed it out to as many communities as I could to say we're looking for somebody for a street commissioner position. And it was interesting response, that some people said, in other words, you want to steal one of my best workers. And I said, yeah, that's what we want.
Fair
We want
play.
somebody who wants the promotion. So start beating the bushes. Anything else?
That's all I have.
Okay, Finance Committee,
Nothing to report.
nothing to report. Questions to the Finance Committee?
We're going to task the finance committee, meaning, it would be properties at parks, to help us find the extra money from, we have the 88,000 for the bathroom, and we need more than that. So that's going to need to be a matter of discussion at finance.
Do you guys have a new number of what the current amount is? Because we had that 88, but then we took we didn't know if the bathroom was gonna happen this year, so the roof came out there. So we need to figure out the new dollar amount and then
So
make the adjustments.
somewhere between, this is my figure, 37,000 to 55 more.
Did the money for the architectural study come out of the 88,000 that we had earmarked?
Yeah.
So we have less than 88,000.
Mhm.
So then add 5 or 6 to that.
And you're still hoping for 150 from the state.
Yeah, thank you for spiking that. Yes, Tim did we hope very much for 150 from the state, but let's see how it goes based on last year.
Anything else about finance committee?
Let me ask Danielle about that. You remember a couple of years ago, we bet on maybe getting a grant
A year.
for the bathroom
Mhm.
before. Are we just kicking the can down the street by hoping for this other grant? Or is it advisable that we say, let's see where we can find the money to fund the entire cost? And if the grant comes through, that's wonderful. We might be able to reallocate those funds. But if it doesn't, we have enough money so that we can go forward with the project.
We have to budget it at gross anyway, so we're gonna have to budget for the whole amount, and then if we get reimbursed, that's great.
Here's the good news, Dennis. The decision comes in a month,
Yeah,
so we'll know one way or another.
So-
I don't want to kick that the can.
do we have the total cost though for the?
Cause I know in January, wasn't it from it went from 88 to like 128 or something?
121, 121, 124.
10,000 for a well, for the water.
Yeah, that's why I went up to 55 because of that. But the Parks Committee is saying clearly they want the no frills. This keeps it, this is what the 88,000 version would be.
So is this still like 128 or whatever it was at the beginning of the year?
Yeah,
we think?
plus the well to give them water access down there, not for the bathroom,
Right, just for water
for
access.
water, so you don't have to waste time lugging it down there.
But that really is a separate thing. If council chose that it was too much money this year, they could put that next year. I'm just saying they're not attached to each other. They're two
Correct.
separate pieces.
Correct.
But, so if you could get us a number, then finance meets on, June 13th, or whatever the meeting day for everybody, and then we could figure it out. But then we don't have another council meeting until July after that.
Do you know the date? Is that June 13th, Dennis, for finance?
I believe it is, yeah.
Is it early?
Yeah, June 13th,
Yeah, I think it might be 1 o'clock,
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock now? Okay, we've gone back and forth on the times.
I haven't read more than, okay. All right, thank you.
With finance, just to let you know, I talked to the mayor of Bentonville. They have hired Steve Balaban. He had a different arrangement that they were very happy with. It was not as extensive as what he had proposed to us. So something to think about, put on the next agenda if there are some,
Was it like per grant, Mayor, or?
I think that's what it was. She was talking, yeah, but I think it was just, boom, this amount. She's very happy with what they were gonna do. Okay, solicitor,
I have nothing to report.
questions of the solicitor? Street committee, Chris, you're up.
Street Committee, we will meet next. It has been, our last meeting was adjusted to June 14th at 7:30 a.m. That's a Friday in the Service Department office. And we have two motions for this evening. One is a motion to approve the grant application to OPWC for funding the Hemlock Road culvert replacements.
That you move?
It's been moved and seconded, discussion.
Did Ruth second it?
I'll second it. Okay.
Thanks, Ruth.
Thanks.
All those in favor say aye.
Uh,
Opposed? Motion passes.
Second motion, motion to ratify the pre-application form submitted by the engineer for OPWC funding for the Hemlock Road culvert replacements.
Second that.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
That's all I have for streets.
Okay. Building committee, Chris, you're up.
Building committee, we meet next on Thursday, June the 13th at 8:00 a.m. in the building department office. Pending any comments from Councilman Canton?
I have no comments.
That's it from the building committee.
Questions of the building committee?
I have one. Will the building committee be considering the park or pavilion rental ordinance?
Yes. So
Okay.
now that there was a recommendation from safety officially,
Okay,
we're gonna kill the alcohol.
okay. And so do you want, well, I guess we'll wait till after your committee meeting because, right, there's only one council meeting in June and then the
There
next
is.
one will be in July. Okay, just wanted to ask.
You had a comment in there, Chris, that you wanted Parks' opinion.
Yeah,
I think we hashed this out.
in safety, I think we did, yeah.
That sounds,
That's why I figured we were as a group.
We're talking, what, December 31st, that takes effect?
We'd spoken about making it,
Yeah.
effective the new year.
So Solicitor, really, looking at the form, all we're gonna do is take alcohol off the form, because the signs at the park say no alcohol.
Yeah, we also have to fix the ordinance though too, right? Because the ordinance has where council makes approvals after, if alcohol is, there's a part in there about if alcohol is present.
It's not gonna be that easy, because.
No, it will, I think it will be easy. We can simply, but I wanted to make sure that we got confirmation that that's what we're going for.
there was also a change in the fees for non-residents. which is
Correct.
A good thing, so there's a couple things.
Yes,
Is that something you potentially draft before our meeting and we could have it ready for next council?
yes, for
Okay.
sure. But the issue is you guys won't be meeting, so if there's any
Until after
that's
this.
my only, that was my point.
Okay.
But I could do it, in advance, and then you guys at least, maybe you can do it on first reading and then second reading in July, and then maybe you pass it.
That's a good idea.
Chris and Jerry, we've never discussed heavily about residents paying, they pay $25.
Discuss residents 25 and non-residents at 100.
I'm beginning to think that's too cheap.
It's pretty inexpensive.
Yeah, and you consider one of our guys going on a Saturday, pick up the trash.
Yeah, we don't recoup.
No, we lose money by renting it.
If we want to examine the overtime costs or whatever we pay for labor, I'm all up for it. I definitely want to make sure we have a difference in tiers for residents and non-residents. There should definitely be an advantage for being a taxpayer.
Definitely. Yeah,
Let's
but I
look
think
into
it's
that.
something to consider, because I know, in talking to Tim, one Saturday, one of the guys had 4 hours of overtime.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he started at 6:30 in the morning on Saturday, picking up trash and for all the events. And we have two big ones. We got Bernie Clapouts this Friday, but you're working next Wednesday for the third grade celebration.
Yep.
You're gonna be wet and covered with
Better not be.
fire hoses coming again this year.
Yeah, I think so.
It's been, 3 years since they've been able to do
Did
this.
you just sit there, Chris?
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
just
see?
told us to get out of the building.
You talk about PR, again, it was 3 years ago, the fire trucks were there, and our police officers were there, the kids just thought it was fabulous. It was an impressive event. Okay, Chief, you're up.
Thank you. I have something we'll follow up with in the safety committee, but I also would like to advise that I will not be here on June 10th. I will be absent for that council meeting.
Okay. Questions of the police chief?
Can you explain that Eris thing, just the legislation that's on for?
Legislation for AIRS is for the two events here at Village campus. First one's going to be the bike rodeo and the touch a truck. We're ordering a porta potty for both events, so we have no access to the buildings.
Any other questions of the chief? Chief, looking at the chamber weekly events, we just had a fishing event coming up. They never said South Russell.
What was it?
Yeah.
It just
They-
said
they
like
do-
fish
they-
with the cop?
Yeah.
Where's their event?
No, it's yours. It's our, oh, your event, pardon me. But it never had South Russell in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, interesting. Somehow it slipped.
Very good.
Gotcha.
June 2nd,
So it's coming this
Okay.
this Sunday.
This Sunday.
This Sunday, 9 a.m.
You do hot dogs or something?
We do Subway.
Okay. That's nice. Is it Lake Louise?
Lake Louise.
Also, in talking to many of the police chiefs were around last week, the role of the South Russell Village Police Department and the Valley Enforcement Group drone unit, Chief, I think you undersold what went on there. So Safety Committee, I think at the next one, there should be some sort of a recognition or some acknowledgement and maybe a little more in-depth as to how important South Russell was to that Officer Durbin's, the man who killed Officer Durbin.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a lot of kudos.
Good to hear.
It's very nice. Okay, Safety Committee.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. A few points to reflect upon. First of all, our next committee meeting will be June 13th at noon at the police station. And as the chief mentioned, June 2nd, this coming Sunday, is Fish with a Cop, and it's from 9 a.m. until 11
Correct.
a.m. Is that correct?
Mhm.
And that is at
Lake Louise.
Lake Louise. Very good. Also, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to accept a donation for the purpose of supporting the UAS team and equipment.
Second.
You need the dollar amount, please.
I don't have the dollar
In
amount
dollar.
there.
150,000.
$150,000.
Correct.
Did you give a second? Did you second?
We did second.
Thank you.
Yes. Discussion. There's strings attached to that.
Yeah, so this is coming from Sergeant DeVita's family aunt, who owns a number of car dealerships and some Harley Davidson dealerships. The donation is to purchase some UAS equipment, which will belong to the village of South Russell. Also, they're looking at the purchase of a garage for the drone vehicle. So that is where the primary funds are going to go. We have to get some pricing, so we're working on that. There's no sense of urgency for the project. We just need to do our due diligence and make sure that we follow the right steps. So I've engaged Eric and also Dave Hosevar too. And we're going to get some pricing, I guess, on some designs. So we're going to get some quotes for you guys to look at designs for some potential buildings or additions.
Here at the village.
Police department,
Great problem to have.
it really is. So,
Tell them we thank them.
Anything else, Chief?
yep, it was, the donation was from Patty Morse, from the Morse Auto Group. Just to make sure that everybody knows.
One more point, I was wondering if council could refresh my memory. Safety recommended that 2 crosswalks would be developed, but concerning the budget, if the budget could only handle 1, that would be great. I understand that
One was approved.
that would be at.
One was approved at the last.
That was addressed the last
Yes,
council.
exactly. What I'm getting at is, it will be at the park, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm getting at is, do we have a timeline for that? When it may be accomplished?
Well,
That's still up in the air.
I think the first thing that needs to happen is bids.
I don't,
No, we just need to get, well, we just set aside the money and we'll get moving on.
we have to amend the
Get
budget
this
at the
done.
next council meeting when we have hopefully enough in present that we can adopt it.
It's 33,000?
33,000 is what council approved, and I think Eric said there really wasn't much engineering to it. You just had to, and it's under the threshold, so it's just get the prices, the quotes, and
We don't have to bid it?
No.
That's all I have.
We still have a motion on the floor.
yet we didn't get a vote
What is it?
for the donation, to accept the donation.
Donation.
It was second, yeah, you're right.
Any other comments about the donation for the $150,000 UAS? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes.
Now,
Thank you. Okay. HR committee.
HR, after having a lot last meeting, we have very little. Did everyone get the proposal for the level 1 replacement service study, which I believe is the Russell Township costing us? I'm sure we'll discuss that at the HR meeting on 6/13 at, I forget which one's at 11 and 1.
At the finance meeting,
It's finance?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but it's still stuff.
but it will still be discussed that day.
Yep. And that's it for HR.
Questions of the HR committee? Property.
The bathroom. Looking forward to hearing back from the hopeful grant. Jerry and I got told in plain fashion, they want not a two-holder, but something on that, a little bit better looking. So, that's about it for properties. There wasn't a lot.
Do you want to talk about the burn, what you
Oh,
found
the
out?
burn. Yeah, well, that was coming up. I have that under parks.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Any other things for the property?
Let me get these dates right. So on the 13th of June,
Mhm.
HR 11, property of 1.
You got it.
Parks. We will set a meeting for late June. We have to deal with some work schedules of the folks, of the members that they work evenings. So we'll get that done within the next 2 weeks. I did talk to, I actually only emailed John Orles, who is the park commissioner, Geauga Park Commissioner. I think that's his title. He is the chair of parks. He talked to Paul Pira, P-I-R-A, who says they won't charge us, but they would gladly accept a small donation for a burn, as opposed to Daily Tree only $11,000. And it's all last minute because it's weather-based. And so that is up and coming, I hope, because we want to get on with the burn.
You know, we should probably get Paul and walk him through, see what he proposes, if it's anything different than what David proposed.
Okay,
Okay,
I will email.
thanks.
Sure.
Okay.
Fall
Parks
Festival
committee, we
Day.
got the motion. What?
I said, well, don't forget the Fall Festival Day, please.
Oh, okay, sorry. I move that we hold the South Russell Fall Festival on September 29th from, what are we, 1 to 5?
Yes.
With the backup date of October 6th, if there is inclement weather on September 29th. So moved.
So moved, second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations. You can go to work. Any other questions of the Parks Committee? Public Utilities people are not here, so we are at ordinances, resolutions. Before, as we get to this second reading, Jerry, how about, can you do that? That's a public utility thing. Can you read that?
Now, ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Second reading of a Clean Future Resolution authorizing the Village of South Russell to become a Power Clean Future Ohio community and to adopt a goal to reduce the carbon footprint of the village, increase energy efficiency, and reduce the energy cost to the village.
Second reading. I would encourage you to take a look at that ordinance. I think I'm going to encourage us at the June 10th council meeting to not have the third reading. There's some things in there that I think we all need to be clear on before we vote to do this. So there's no hurry to get this done. But I think it's just, if you haven't read the ordinance, pardon me, haven't read the resolution, read it.
Is there something you want to expand upon, or?
Some of the things in there, it's like, you will do this, you know, some of the things, some of the energy efficiency, how are you gonna cut your carbon, how are you gonna prove that you should cut your carbon?
Yeah, but there's
Some things I don't think
requirements.
we can do without a lot of work.
So it's more specific than we want?
I guess if everybody reads the resolution, I think we need more time to figure out how we can really do what we agreed to do.
It requires planning and deliverables and reporting on those deliverables and what you achieve. It's not just a happy event where you say, we want to do this and we'll be more energy efficient. You have to say, these are our goals.
Sounds like a nursing care plan.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is something we want to make sure we read through. From the other point of view, though, as soon as Mark and Chris are back, we'll find a way that the mayor of Chagrin Falls would love to show off their solar project at their wastewater treatment, and the mayor of Moreland Hills would love to show off what they've done on top of their service department building. So, and they're very happy with Power a Clean Future Ohio. So it should be fine, but I think we want to know what we're committing to on that one. That's a biggie.
And this was the group of 3 that was in front of us a month or so ago?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Ruth, frankly, everything looks great and wonderful, but, you know, there
When
are
it's
already trust but verify. This is something I think we want to verify. Okay, Jerry, you want to do the next one too? You're leasing restrooms. I know you went to.
Introduce an ordinance approving the lease agreement between Harris Company and the Village of South Russell in the amount not to exceed a total of $650 for portable restroom facilities and services for 2 specific events sponsored by and located at the Village Police Department, authorizing the Chief of Police and Fiscal Officer to execute the lease agreement on behalf of the village and declaring an emergency.
Second.
Move to-
But that's just an introduction because we don't have enough to wait.
Roger that.
All right, thank you, Jerry.
No business.
No, surprising.
The last meeting was the
Sure.
business, and they don't get cut till the end of this week, so.
Now, explain to me, I've sat in these chairs a long time. We need an ordinance for $650?
We do, they have a lease agreement. I think you remember when we had to do these for the ones for the village park for 7
Because
months.
they're giving us a piece of equipment to use? Is that why they?
No, they actually have a lease agreement with real terms and conditions, yes. So it's not because of the amount, it's the lease agreement with terms and conditions.
Wow.
Yep.
We can spend 49,000 on
I mean,
different things.
usually those will have agreements, the higher amounts, but yeah, this one just happens to be a lower amount and has the lease agreement. But we had to do the exact same thing, remember when we got the ones for the village, just a couple months ago.
Okay, there's no other ordinance, resolution, bills list, there is no bills list, new other.
Bell,
None.
Canton,
None.
Kavanaugh.
The only thing with the newsletter deadline Friday, I have a few subjects. Does anybody else think of anything off the top of your head that you'd like to see council bring forward that's just a paragraph or 2 because space is limited? This is, the one that's top of my mind is the Century Homes that have gone away. I thought I'd put a couple small pictures in there. And that's not a casting blame thing. I understand that they've got, they're more work to repair and more expense to repair than to build new, so,
But that's not time sensitive, correct?
not at all.
So if we make this newsletter, as much of the information we can get out there, such as the shredding day, the fall festival, all
That's
that
great,
information,
yeah.
and then those things could be in the ones that are maybe online. So try to get this newsletter all the important dates.
I'm good with it.
Oh.
Yeah, this isn't something that's gonna go away. The house is already half.
Yeah.
Is that all you have?
That's all.
Glicky?
Just want to make council aware of what's going on in Geauga County with one of our fellow villages. Geauga County's got 16 townships, 4 villages, and 1 city that constitute the municipalities and townships. And one of our fellow villages is in financial extremis. It's Aquila. And 75 years ago, they broke away from Clarendon Township, just like we broke away from Russell 100 years ago. And they're finding that they can't pay the bills based on their taxes, and they'd have to increase taxes exorbitantly. So there's discussion going on right now of dissolving Aquila Village and reuniting with Clarendon Township.
Pretty interesting. I don't want to dissolve South Russell Village. I'm very clear on that one.
Well, the good news is we're in a much better financial position than Aquila Village, at least now.
That's everybody.
Glad you brought that up, Dennis. We are giving up the 4 villages in the city of Chardon. We are a representative on an OPWC committee, and they have asked us to give up our position this year so that it's just an easier transition. So that's one of the things.
So somebody else picks it up?
So somebody else to pick up because of the different counties. Okay, we have a motion to adjourn. We should at least make one snide comment, because I'm assuming out there is Chris Berger at,
Oh, I don't know. It's
It's
20 to 1. It's 12:30.
Good morning, it's 7:40 PM, and we are adjourned at 7:40. We have a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Bell, seconded by Kenton. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Is this a record?
Still collecting?
No, we've done better.